Hey, I'm going to show you what to expect once you've created your DoesQA account and verified your email address. The next thing that's going to happen is you're going to land on this flow. So this flow is a generic test. It's not the most complicated or strong test out there. It's designed to work on as many different websites as possible and to give you a flavor of what you can do in Does and how it works. So right at the top here, we've got a blue node, and this is our open node. It's currently configured to go to the DoesQA website on Chrome desktop. So a pretty standard browser configuration here. We've got a couple of green nodes. These are our check nodes. We've got a whole variety that I'll go over in a sec. And then we've got a purple node. This is a runner control node. So this allows you to instruct the runner to do a certain thing that isn't necessarily to do with testing. So this might be to wait for an element to appear or disappear or become enabled, something like that. After this, we branch into two, and this is where it gets really special and unique, is that you can create as many branching test cases. So maybe you've got a long flow and you've got numerous test cases that you need to cover, and all the steps before it are common and all the steps after it, but you just need to make sure that if they set this option, it continues to work, and if they set this other option, it also continues to work. What you can do in Does is you can just branch out at that point and then branch back to merge your test cases together, and then that massively cuts down on duplication and makes maintenance an absolute breeze. So this just goes to the home view and then gives us some space that we can continue and add some more nodes in here. We'll do that in a sec, and then goes off to the contact page. It just goes there, scrolls to the bottom and hits back. So you're just controlling the browser here, and they're the yellow ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to just add another node. So I'm going to get my check element text, pretty standard one. I'm going to wire that up, and to configure all of these nodes, you just double click on them. I'm going to select an element that was already created for us, but we can create a new element. We work with visible text, XPath, CSS, test IDs. You have all the options available to you that you would ever expect. So what's really interesting is it's exactly the same as when you're writing Playwright, Cypress, Selenium. But what we do is we give you the inputs, so you just can select or auto-complete just to speed everything up, make it much less likely that make it impossible for you to, accidentally try and select a page object that doesn't exist because there's a typo or a random character, or just make sure that everything is always consistently configured. We maintain everything behind the scenes on that to make sure that it's all stable. And if you're creating your account today, we've already had over 6 million tests run with all of these nodes. So there is a real stability baked into every one of these. I'm just going to paste in the text I expect, and that is as fast as it is. Now, obviously, this is very simple, and I fully expect that some people are looking at a codeless tool going, okay, that's great, you can check the text, you can click a button, I got it. But you have limitations. Well, that's where we're a little bit different. Because we were working in test automation for a very long time before we actually created Does, we have made it so that everything we've ever experienced in test automation is all available to you in this simple manner. So let's say that we had just registered in a new account on a website, and that has now sent us a link, and we've got to go and click that link to confirm the account. It's quite common to have it so that if you put in a certain email address, it will automatically verify so you can log in. These are kind of like test teleportation things that people do so that they don't have to wait for an email and click on it. We don't force you to do any of those. If you want to wait for an email, you just wait for an email. If you want to open the email so that you can just interact with the elements on that like you would a normal user, you can do that. We have all of this stuff baked in. And I know you're probably thinking, well, yeah, but there's still going to be a limitation. One thing I really want to show you is that we just disagree with enforcing any limitations. So if at any point you did feel the need to have custom code because a node doesn't do exactly what you want it to, or because there's a gap, well, firstly, let us know so we can fill that gap. But secondly, we give you the ability to add JavaScript in at any place. And you can do this in two different flavors. You can either have it so that it stores a value back that you can use in the rest of your test that's connected up to this node, or you can have it work as a check node, so returning true or false, and it will essentially just pass that that step in your test or not. We have many other advanced capabilities. We have a full MFA provider built in, so you can generate real one-time passwords on the fly in your test. So if you configure that up, so yeah, really take some time and explore this. I'm not going to go through everything in detail, but you can see that what we're actually trying to do here is give you all of the capabilities that you could possibly need. And we've been working with all of our customers over the last 3+ years to really build out our library so everyone can do everything that they want. You can even generate PDF files to upload and CSVs and stuff like that. So definitely take some time to explore the full node library, and we are always adding new nodes as well. Once you've got a test that you want to run, you just click the play button. Now I've already run this one, so I'm going to jump straight into it. But all of our runners, all of our tests, that Running does, they run on the exact same infrastructure, whether or not you are like building a test for the first time or running it in your CI/CD pipeline. So while you're building a test, you've not got any of those kind of, oh, it works on my machine, but as soon as I try to put it into the pack, if it works, it works. And it's as simple as that. You can see that both of these routes passed. The simple test was designed so that this would pass on the majority of websites. But if I click into any of these, you can see that this is what test results look like. Now, this is obviously a very simple test. You can see that I've got screenshots, I've got a video. And what we've really done with these test results is we've worked with many development teams across SaaS, e-com, logistics, numerous different sectors and company sizes to make sure that this provides exactly everything that they could possibly want, so that it's easier to debug. And this speeds it up for both the developers and for the QAs as well. Because if you just copy this URL and paste it into a Jira ticket or Trello or whatever it is that you're using, you know that the development team is going to have everything they need. And if there are failures, we provide summaries of the failures, and these are context aware. So if many tests fail in a run, then we understand that many things have failed, and potentially they've all failed for the same reason. So rather than spending time, debugging 16 failed tests, you can just jump straight to the issue and resolve it. So this is a very brief, very simple tour of the flow builder and test running. There's so much to explore. I'll let you do that, and I'll save going into detail on those for another video. That's it. Cheers.